Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Coffee and Comedy with myself, Rezah Forbes. And as always, we're bringing you the most exciting entertainment onto your television up until the hour of 10:30. 30 minutes of greatness, of comedy, of laughter, of everything. We are always joined by DJ Mullis. He's not joining us. I think he's in 2 weeks quarantine. He caught something somewhere that rhymes with corona. I don't know. You tell me. Remember to hit us up on all of our social media pages, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on Instagram. We do have a YouTube channel up and running as well, so make sure you check that out and subscribe, where you can find your favorite episodes and your favorite celebrity quick questions, celebrity questions, as well as performances. And on the show, we are spending the day with Espresso's Zola Nene. Every morning she's making food for you, but we're going to find out who she is, and we're actually going to have a couple of laughter, a couple of quick questions for her just to catch her off guard. But as you know, we like to laugh with my timeline. Let's see what's happening. Welcome back. You're still watching Coffee and Comedy with myself, Rezah Forbes. We are chilling, we're having fun, and I hope you guys are chilling with a cup of coffee and having fun as well. Remember to hit us up on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are Coffee and Comedy with Rezah Forbes. On Twitter, we are at Coffee_Comedy TV. And on Instagram, yes, we Instagram babies too. We are at Coffee_Comedy. Remember, you can catch all of the episodes that aired already. You can't watch next week's episode on YouTube, but all the ones that aired already on our YouTube page. Click subscribe as well as the notification button to get alerts whenever we do upload onto there. We are going to be sitting down with Zola Nene because tonight, or today, we are rather in Waterfront at Starbucks Coffee. I mean, we've been invited again. That is the quiet thing if you are having contacts with good people. So we invited to Starbucks Coffee, and Zola Nene is here today. So we're spending the day with Zola and also seeing what it is that she is doing. But let's get to Zola. Let's tackle her. I hope you're ready, Zola. I hope you're ready.
Processing the coffee, we wouldn't have the coffee. And often they get sort of pushed down very low on the rung of the ladder. And the fact that you're giving back to them and actually giving them their worthy praise is really wonderful. And also, in doing that, it increases the quality of product that you're going to get. Yes. Because, if you're valued, you're always going to do better. Because you know that it's going to somewhere good and you're paying it forward as well. So, I think that's really, really important.
Yes, people, you're still watching Coffee and Comedy with myself, Rezah Forbes, where we take your favorite celebs and social media influencers and we chat to them and we challenge them and see how good their brains work, how fast is it as well. And I am sitting with the one, and don't look at me like that, Zola. I'm sitting with Zola Nene, who is a famous chef. I was going to say chef, famous chef and food writer. Now, I want to start with what is a food writer, because you get writers for a lot of things, but I don't really know what a food writer is.
Okay, fair enough, but the concept of writing is universal. So basically, I write about food.
Okay.
Yeah, so food stories, recipe writing as well as part of food writing. I have cookbooks which I've written. So yeah, using words to describe food, essentially.
Okay, so all of that kind of counts as part of food, the writing, I guess, the recipe books and all of those things. How does one actually become a food writer? Because I love eating food, but not necessarily can I put it in words. So how do you become a food writer? Is there a certain process? Or are you classified as an author?
Okay, so many questions at once. Okay, brain, switch on. How does one become a food writer? Okay, so for me, I studied to be a chef, so I'm a qualified chef, but I specialize in food media, which helped me learn about food writing, food presentation, food styling, food presenting on TV, etc. So that was one avenue. And am I considered an author? Absolutely. I've authored 2 cookbooks. 2 official cookbooks. You should get them. If you haven't got them yet, you should. So yes, I am a published author.
I love that. So all of those things under your belt, as well as TV presenter. Miguel is doing the most, guys. I love it. How did that come about, the espresso job? And did you ever see yourself as a presenter? Because essentially you were like, no, I want to do food. And then you're like, oh my word, presenting it as well.
Yeah. It's one of those stories that I think, I always say that, what's meant for you will always be for you, whether you fight it or otherwise. So for me, the espresso thing came about So Espresso was starting. I'd worked with Top Billing magazine, which the producers sort of owned as well, what owned before when it existed. And they said, "Oh, we're starting this new show. It's like never been done in South Africa before. Would you like to be part of the show?" I was like, "Absolutely!" In terms as a production, part. So behind the scenes, finding chefs to come on the show, writing recipes, writing food content, being in charge of food content. I was like, "Yes, I'm there." And then sort of like a week into the show, into when the show started in October 2010, I'll never forget that day, the producer sort of looked at me and she was like, you need to go on air. And I was like, no. Because people who know me know I'm very argumentative, so I was like, no. So for a month straight, I said, absolutely not. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't want to be on TV. No. I want to be behind the scenes for like a month. Then I got tired of fighting. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. I'll mess up. It'll be rubbish. We'll never speak of it again. It'll be fine. So I went on the show, and for 7 years, I never went off the show. I was resident chef on the show for 7 years, cooking on Espresso, loved it, learned so much, made so many new friends, and it is such a wonderful feel-good morning, as everyone knows. So that's how my stint on television started, and subsequently, I've obviously been on many other TV shows. I've had my own cooking show. I've cooked with Gordon Ramsay, which is like amazing. Been a judge for many cooking competitions, etc. So it's been an amazing journey. Love it.
I love that too. And with fame comes its own, I wouldn't say responsibilities, but I'll say benefits. Because you get to cook for famous celebs, you get to work with Gordon Ramsay, you get to do certain things. You kind of have this poise about you that never existed before, but you have it now. I want to know from you, fame comes with its own pressure. Fame comes with its own benefits. It comes with a couple of cons as well. What are some of the things that you love about being famous and some of the things that you don't?
Well, that's such an interesting question because if you were to ask me, do I think I'm famous? No. The answer for me would be no. So I guess that's a question that somebody else would be able to answer. But the truth is, I've been on a TV platform. I am on a public platform, and people do know my face, connected to food, etc. For me, I try not to look at any negatives because I think that, it's such a great opportunity to be able to share what I love on such a huge scale and for people to receive it. So I'll take the little bit of bad that comes along with it because, you're not for everybody, and there'll always be people who are like, you're a bit too much, you're weird. I'm like, I like my weird, take it or leave it. So that's just how I like to deal with it. But I think it's a blessing. I think that it's so wonderful to be able to share what I love with so many people, and I'm forever grateful for that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I want to know from you real quick, I would say you kind of because you call yourself argumentative. We call it a bit of a diva. So if someone's a diva, then usually they get to have their own reality show. What do you think a life with Zola Nene would look like if you were to have your own reality show?
I'm not a diva. Just would like to...
Eyes rolling. Look at it. Diva.
I would just like to say, do you know what? My life is very boring. Nobody would watch that reality show. It would be literally me in my kitchen, in my gown, cooking. So, it would obviously involve a lot of food. My family is actually quite kooky, so I don't think that we'd ever do a reality show because it will show our other crazy, and nobody needs to see that. But it's not something that I think that I would ever be open to doing. I just don't think my life is interesting enough for daily reality. And I love reality TV. Listen, reality TV is my favorite genre because I like to people watch. It's fun to people watch.
That is so dope. She says she's not open to it, but that's what she said about the Espresso job. So hopefully we'll see something definitely coming soon. Now, a couple of quick questions, quick rapid fire. I hope you're ready for it. Yes. Just to see the brain is awake. The brain is awake. Okay. So 2 plus 2.
4.
4 plus 4.
So 8.
8 plus 8.
16.
Kanye West or Jay-Z?
Oh! Both? That's a trick question. About what? To have a conversation with or to listen to their music?
In general.
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
Okay. Date a blesser or have a Ben 10?
Wow, just date would be nice. I'm just saying. No. I said too much.
And that is how we get your favorite celebs to open up and tell us things that we didn't know before. At least we know what some people fantasize about. I want to know, we've been talking about food and we're talking about your journey, things like that. Who cooks food at home for you? Because I'm sure when you get at home, you've been with food all day. So when there's a family event or someone's getting married or whatever the case may be, are you pressured to make the food? How do you feel about it?
Do you know what? I love to cook. It's my love language. It's the way that I show love. So I'll never say no to cooking a meal. So at home, I'm usually the one who cooks because I'm usually shooting anyway, or cooking to shoot something. So there's always food around. The only major holiday that I don't cook for is Christmas, and my mom cooks everything. My only contribution is opening the bubbly, opening the champagne, and setting the table. So I don't cook anything on Christmas Day. My mom takes care of that. But every other day, I cook.
I love that. I love that. And I want to stay on it as well, especially with Christmas, because I feel like it's a very, very major event in everyone's lives. And the food needs to be up to standard. So if Zola Nene is not cooking the food, what go through Zola Nene's mindeth? What shalt thou say to the foodeth that has been laid before youeth?
Well, my rule is I don't judge food unless I'm being paid to judge food. So that's what I always tell my friends. I tell the people closest to me so if you cook me a meal, I understand how much it takes to make that meal and to serve somebody a meal. So I never criticize unless you solicit. So if you ask me the honest opinion, I'll give you an honest opinion, but I'm not there criticizing every plate of food I eat. Imagine, I would never enjoy anything. Oh my goodness. No, and I like food too much to be criticizing it all the time. So.
Oh, well, that is so nice. No, thank you so much for taking the time out and chatting to us. And I do want you to let the people at home know how much you enjoyed today's show.
I really enjoyed it, except for that Kanye West question and also the blessed dating. This guy tried to catch me out, but it was fun nonetheless.
Thank you so much for chatting to us. Remember, you can catch the repeat of today's episode on Tuesday between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. and as well as on YouTube. Click subscribe, the notification button, all of those things. There you can find your favorite episodes and your favorite chats with our celebs. Also, you can find out their fantasies. And one thing I've learned today is, don't look at me like that. One thing I learned today is that don't ask the chef to judge your food or give the honest opinion. That's what she didn't say, but that's what I'm letting you guys know. We're going to take a quick break. When we do come back, we have lots more for you. Remember, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on Instagram is the place where you guys at home can get involved too. Let us know what you think of our rapid fire questions with the one and only Zola Nene. See you after this.
So now I want to know about almond milk at home. Because this is very close to my heart.
So almond milk's very popular, like you said earlier. So there's a growing need for dairy alternatives. We have 4 options, which is really cool, and almond being the most popular. However, now Starbucks researches and develops things years ahead of when we launch them. And we are going to be launching a new dairy alternative in January for one specific reason. It is hopefully to replace almond milk in our system, because almond farming has been found to be unethical and also not sustainable. So bees, so this whole...
Why is it the almond farming?
Yeah.
It's because they milk the almonds and these things.
Exactly. It's really labor intensive.
It's
It's not really right.
Yeah.
It's socially inappropriate.
Yeah, it's not good.
But almonds, farming and processing of almonds to get you that uses a lot of water, so it's not really sustainable and within our goals and our vision as a brand. But it's also killing bees. The pesticides that they use in almond farming is really detrimental to bee populations, and bees, we need bees to pollinate and likes. So we've created our own nut blend, which is really exciting. It's going into trials in other markets. In January and February, and we're going to get it towards our winter. Can't give you too much detail around that, but we created a sustainable dairy alternative, that will impact the environment and the likes positively.
So you're always looking for better ways
Yeah.
to be more sustainable and more green.
That's it. Yeah.
Predictable or pleasant.
Exactly. So there's a circular cup that's also going to be released soon. It's been released in the UK in a UK market. They've recycled all of our paper cups into a merchandise item called the circular cup, and it started as a raw product. It's seen as non-sustainable, but we've brought it full circle to be used again, over and over again, which is really, really phenomenal. Yeah. So
What means a circular cup?
So they call it a circular cup because of
It's got full circle.
yeah, exactly.
It's a normal cup.
It's a normal cup, like one of those tumblers that you'd find on the merchandise. It's not wrong. Also, I got it from Chinese as well.
Is that biodegradable?
It's recyclable. We are really working. We have a 2025 vision. To have greener stores and to become more sustainable, biodegradable packaging and lights. But we work really hard on these sort of things. We have an amazing cold lid. So straws is a contentious issue, right?
Yes.
So what we've done is we've created a lid that doesn't require a straw for most of your ice drinks. If it doesn't have cream as a topping, which is a barrier, it's a sippy lid, almost like a baby bottle kind of thing.
A sippy cup.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to take a straw. So it's reducing the amount of packaging as well in the business, which is really, really cool.
We have the soft sustainability, but you talked about almond milk and then the engineering around nut milk, right? So we had an incident in Tiger Valley when we opened on Saturday where the young lady was looking for what's called a pink drink, and she had seen it on social media.
This is the show where we find out if your favorite celeb or your favorite social media influencer can handle the heat, can handle the quickness, the rapidness, the wittiness of coffee and comedy with Rezah Forbes. I had an amazing time. It was amazing sitting down with Zola, seeing what she's actually up to, and finding out about what food writing is actually all about, and also the lovely, lovely things that Starbucks Coffee in Waterfront is actually doing. Also, make sure that you tune in next week, same time, same place, because we're going to have the one and only Riyad Musa on the show as well. We're going to spend the day with him. He's also doing something amazing with Starbucks Coffee, so make sure you keep it hooked, keep it locked on Coffee and Comedy. Remember, our show is out every Friday evening between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. and you can also catch the repeats right here on Cape Town TV channel 263 Tuesday mornings, and that is 8 a.m. till 8:30 a.m. And if you're not awake during the hours of 10 and 10:30 or 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., you can actually go onto our YouTube page, and there you can find your favorite episodes, favorite games, favorite songs, favorite performances of your favorite celebs, and that is on our YouTube page. So make sure you actually click subscribe, and you also click the notification button, because that is where things goes down. Remember, Facebook, we are Coffee and Comedy with Rezah Forbes. On Twitter, we are at Coffee and Comedy TV. On Instagram, we are at Coffee_comedy. And also, you can send us a little email and you can let me know, Rezah, I'm loving the show. Rezah, I want to see this person on the show. Or maybe you have a connection with a certain celeb, because sometimes in life, it's all about connections. It's all about getting to know who the celebs are. So you can send us a little email if you're loving the show, or whoever you actually want to see on the show as well. And that is coffee-and-comedy@capetowntv.org, or if you have airtime, you can give us a call, 021-448-0448. Next week, Riyad Musa, same time, same place. See you then. Rezah Forbes signing out.